Hi guys, today we're gonna be doing a tutorial on extension using Swift using Xcode version 6 beta 4. So first we're just gonna open our Xcode and then create a new Xcode project and then choose a single view application, and then for product name I'm just gonna call this one extension tutorial. The language, make sure to use Swift, and device, just select iPhone, and we're not going to use core data for this tutorial. So click next and create our project. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our storyboard, select your file inspector and unclick the use auto layout box right here. And then click on disable size classes. And it's going to change your view controller size to the standard iPhone 5 size. And then from there, just select your object libraries, and we're going to need some elements onto here. So just drag on a text field. Get like 4 buttons on there. Here's the first button, second button, third button, fourth button, and we're gonna have a label on there at the end. So the size and positioning of these things doesn't really matter for now. Alright, so what I'm gonna try to do in this tutorial is show you how to use extensions by extending functionalities of UIColor and the Int class in Swift. So like in Swift, the UIColor, it comes with your like basic standard color like black color, white color, red color, green color, blue color, like, and part of the secondary colors like yellow, orange, purple, or something like that. Like it comes with a certain set of numbers, but let's say if you want like a specialized color like gold color or chocolate color or some other color, like you're gonna need to use extension. And also the same thing with Int, it comes with certain set of things that you can do with Int, but you can extend its functionalities also. So this is very similar to Objective-C's categories. Alright, so we're gonna rename this button gold. So what that's gonna do is whenever you type something in this text field, let me make it a little bit bigger. You type something into this text field, the label will turn gold on, it'll copy whatever this text field have onto the label and it'll make it gold. And then let's see, I don't know what other color it has. Now just go to Google and then just search for gold color RGB. There, I think. And then we're gonna, we have a gold color here, and the second color we're just gonna have a saddle brown color. Saddle brown. Alright. So go back to our Xcode, and then we'll just call this saddle brown. Alright, and then for our buttons here, since we're gonna be using extending functionalities of an int, I'm just gonna call this the +3 buttons. So whatever number you enter here is gonna add 3 to it, and I'm gonna call this the times 2 button. Alright, so we'll just multiply it by 2. Whatever number you enter into the text field. Alright, so after that, right now we're gonna create a new file, and I'm gonna call this file, it's gonna be a Swift file. Make sure to choose the iOS source and then choose a Swift file. I'm gonna call this one UIColor utility, so it's gonna be a UIColor utility method. And then just say extension UIColor, and then to use UIColor we need to import UIKit. There we go. And then now we're going to need to create a function. I'm going to call this gold color. What gold color is not going to take an argument, and it's going to return a UI color. So for gold color we're going to do return not color, UI color, and in the parameters it takes red, green, blue, and alpha. So there's a lot to choose from to get the UI color, but for this one we're gonna use the one where it takes a parameter of red, green, blue, and alpha. Alright, so again we go back to our browser. Look at the gold color. The RGB value is 255, 215, and 0. So go back to Xcode, just do 255 divided by 255.0. The green value is 215 divided by 255.0. The blue value is 0. You can leave it as a 0, or if you want to keep it standard, you can go to 0.0 divided by 255.0. Alpha is how transparent you want it to be. I'll just leave it as a 1. And the other function that we're going to create is called forgot what color we were going to use. Main storyboard, the saddle brown color. So here, go back to our UI color utility. Just call this function saddle brown, and again the same thing. It's not going to take a parameter, and it's going to return a UI color. For saddle brown we're just going to say return UI color. We're going to use the same one that has red, green, blue, and alpha in it. Take a look at its value. Its value is 139, 69, and 19. Whoops. Go 139, 69, and 19. Alpha, we're gonna do this as 1 also. You can say 1.0 or 1. Alright, so there's our extension for UI color. So you just need to say extension UI color, make these a function, and then go back to your view controller. Well, we haven't connected our connections, our elements to our view controller.swift class yet, so I guess we should do that now. No, actually we're gonna create another class right now. This one is to extend the int. You can actually do this right here, but I would do it in a different class just to make it a little bit cleaner. You can actually do extension int, and then like you can do the same thing here. You can do whatever, and then you can extend the functionalities of the int, but I'm just gonna create a new class for it just to keep it separate in case like the class gets big later on and I need to do something else. So just go ahead and create a new file, and then again choose the Swift file. This one I'm just gonna call it int utility. Actually, I could call it int extension or whatever, and then for the int utility we're just gonna say extension int, and then okay, for this we're gonna have in our main controller we have a +3 and a ×2. Alright, so go back our int utility.swift, and then we're gonna have a variable called +3. +3 is gonna return an int. So +3 is gonna return self +3. Pretty easy. So we have one called multiply by 2. So var multiply by 2. Again, it's gonna return an int. Oops. So do a return self times 2. Alright, so there's a +3 variable, there's a multiply by 2, and one of the differences here is the gold color is a function because I think in the new Swift, as you see, like if you use a black color, return UIColor dot black color, like it returns a function also. It doesn't just return like a variable. So once it returns a function, you kind of need to declare the function. But like in the int utility, like once you do self +3, like the self right now is an int. So once you do +3, it's still an int. Or self times 2, it's still an int. So you don't need to declare it as a function because you can return this as a variable. So those are like the main differences between the two. So if you go back to our storyboard, now we can kind of connect the elements to it. So open your assistant editor, and then open up your assistant editor, and this one should be automatically connected to viewcontroller.swift. If not, then just change it to viewcontroller.swift. Alright, so control click and drag our text field onto here and just call this my text field. My text field will be an outlet. Type UI text field, storage is weak. And for our label, we do the same thing. Control click and drag. It will be an outlet. I'm just gonna call this display label. Type is UI label, storage is weak. And for our 4 buttons, I'm gonna control click and drag it here, and I'm just gonna call this one gold button press. Make sure the connection, change it to action, and is not an outlet, so make sure it's an action. Type is any object, event touch up inside, argument sender. And the saddle brown, control click and drag it onto here. We'll call this saddle brown press. Outlet will be an action. Connection will be action. Type any object, event touch up inside, argument sender. So these are for your colors extension, and these two are for the +3 and ×2. So we'll call connection, just change it to an action. We'll call this +3 press. Type any object, event touch up inside, argument sender. Same thing here, control click and drag it, and change a connection to an action. Name will be multiply by 2. Type any object, event touch up inside, argument sender. Alright, so these are not the color, these are the int parts of it, extension. Alright, so when go button press, what we want to do is we want to have the label, display label dot text. So we're gonna set this label to be my text field dot text. So we're gonna, whatever is in this text field is gonna display it on this label, and then we're also gonna say display label dot color, not color, sorry, dot text color equals UI color dot when gold is pressed, we're just gonna, this one's gonna be gold color. But instead of calling it like UI color dot gold color, we're gonna call it like this, UI color dot gold color. Alright, because we're doing this because because when you look at it, the UI color is actually a function. It's not like a primitive type, so you gotta call it with like a function. So if you do this, oops, sorry, go back to our main storyboard. there. So I think you can also do this UI, because if you call black color, you do that, right? But you can also do UI color dot, oh, never mind, you can't do that, dot black color. So don't get confused, but just call it like that, UI color dot gold color. Same thing here, saddle brown press, just say display label dot text equals my text field dot text, and then display label dot text color equals UI color dot saddle brown. Alright, so we can just test those functionalities out for now. Run it on our iPhone 5s simulator just to make sure it works. Alright, here's our simulator. See what's going on. Okay, let's run it again. Alright, so here's our text field. We just click on there. Let's say we type like something. Alright, we'll make it gold. There's the gold there, saddle brown, gold. Okay, so those are the two colors that we didn't have before, and you can use this throughout your applications. But the ×2 and +3, we haven't done those yet, so we'll do that right now. So we'll just say display. We'll just say display label. Actually, we're just gonna make this an int, so we'll just say let number. Number is gonna be an int equals my text field dot text dot toInt. Once you do toInt, it returns I think it returns an int, optional int. toInt, yeah, it's an optional int. So to force unwrap, you just do a exclamation point. Like you would actually do a lot of error checking before to make sure that the text that you put is actually integers, but for this tutorial we're not gonna do any error checking. I'm just gonna assume that you entered like numbers. Like you can do that in it's pretty easy to error check if it's a number or not. So I'm just gonna force unwrap without even checking that it's a number. And then we're just gonna say, for the number that we get, we're gonna say display label dot text equals number dot, let's see, this method is +3, number dot +3 there. And the error is saying int not convertible to string. Okay, so we're gonna convert it to string. There, you just say string and wrap the whole thing in a parentheses, and then that makes it a string, and then it's going to be display in our display label dot text. And we can do the same thing here. Let number in the method multiply by 2, which is connected to this button here. Let number be an int, which is it's gonna take my text field dot text dot toInt, force unwrap, and then we just say display label dot text equals string number dot multiply by 2. There. So again, just run it, and then we'll test out all the functionalities right now. Okay. So let's enter 56. 56 plus 3, 59. 56 times 2, 112, I think. Yeah, 112. Gold, there's the 56. Saddle brown, there's the 56. We can enter a new number to make sure it works. 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 8 times 2 is 16. Gold. There. So everything seems to work. 12 plus 3 is 15. When you press gold, this gets assigned to here. Saddle brown. 12 times 2 is 24. Alright, so that's the end of this tutorial. Kind of a shorter one, but just to show you the usability of the extension, how to use extension with UIColor and using extension with Int. Alright, so hopefully this was helpful somehow, and see you next time in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.